What is good, everybody? First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out and watching this video, getting some information and knowledge here on Shib Inu. We are going to break this down together. I'm going to give you a solid idea of what I do believe is going to happen next and where I believe the next buys are going to come from. As I say this, understand that I do not day trade cryptocurrencies. I'm simply investing. So when we reach these points, when I get to these areas of confluence where I think it's going to make a move, I'll go into my Coinbase, whatever wallet that I'm using, and start investing my own money into these crypto spaces. So I'm not day trading it, so don't go into into this thinking that once it gets there, you go into your trading platform, you say buy or sell. All I'm doing is waiting, allowing this market to work for me, so that way we can make more money. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to obviously do on any chart is always try to break it down from a higher time frame and just understand the overall market. Now, I do know that Shib Inu was literally just created this summer, so it's a new market. So there's going to be information, but it's not going to be like years of data because it's only been out for a few months. But what we can identify is a few things. What I do want to see is or identify is that this was the opening price, and we are well above that, or was well above that. We still are, but we were well above that even more before. So me being able to see that the market is more along the lines of bullish, right? The market is showing me more along the lines that it has buyers in the market. The momentum is shifted to the upside. We can clearly see from the first breakout. Now, as I look at this, because a lot of people are saying Shib Inu is reversing, it's a dead market, everybody's not making any money off of it, let's turn our backs on it, not trade it again. False. I absolutely promise you that's not the case. In any market, and this is just common sense, it's not just going to go, and I say that, but it did just go straight up. But a market is not just going to go straight up and straight down, right? Because that's not, if that was the case, everybody would do it and everybody would be rich. There has to be some type of like real movement. There has to be a real idea. So all we're looking at is this being our impulse. Right, the market has given us a strong impulsive move to the upside, because anytime you break a level of structure, we'll get to that here in a second, but when you ever break a level of structure, it's never going to be a weak break. It's going to be something strong and significant. So we have that. We have that break to the upside. With that break here, I could now see the momentum. The market is screaming in our faces, yo, I want to continue to buy. Now it's up to you to figure out where you would like to buy from. Now it's going to be my job to help you guys all understand that. When we break it down on a smaller time frame, you'll be able to understand exactly what I mean. But when we look here, this was a level of resistance previously, because after this initial breakout, the market stopped dead in its tracks and it could not break above that point. Why is that important? Because the market had to make a decision from here. It had to ask itself, okay, look, I started buying, but do I really want to continue to buy? Let me hold off real quick. And it took its time. Right? It held off from that price point, and then the market gave you the confirmation needed. The actual breakout, the breakout to the upside of that level of resistance. Now, in case you guys are wondering why I'm speaking on this so highly, is because that's where I do believe the market is going to come back to actually start buying from. Why? Because this is price action trading. The same way that I'm trading the Forex markets is the same way that I'm trading the crypto markets. I'm looking at a level of previous structure where action had happened, because action is probably going to happen from there. Again, some type of decision is going to be made because decisions were made there before. So I understand if there is an impulse and a break above a level of structure, I also understand that this must be its correction. So me seeing that this market is correcting, retracing, pullback, however you want to call it, I can identify and use more confluence to ensure that this area of structure where I'm looking to invest my money, that it is actually confirmed, that I feel confident, that there's not just one point of structure or one thing of confluence or probabilities showing me that, yeah, that's the best area. I need more. What can I add? I take this fib from the swing lows here to swing highs. And you can see here, if I actually just move this, you can see the 886 Fibonacci retracement ratio right in the mix. That's beautiful, because now we're having basically like two levels of support, making this market say, you know what, I can't break any lower through here. I don't have enough strength. So you know what, I'll go back to where I came from. It's cool. It's not too big of a deal. And next thing you know, this will be our buy range. Now, to confirm the fact that this is our buy range, we need to scale down on a smaller time frame and understand that, and make sure that the momentum does shift over and carries on to the downside. Because again, I don't care if this sells. A lot of people might, but I personally don't because I know that there's going to be more potential just at a different, a lower price. When we scale down to a 4-hour time frame, I'm going to delete everything here so that way we could mark this up in its own individual state, because each time frame does have its own markup, its own idea. So it's important for us to kind of go into the market even with a fresh idea on that time frame. We already understand the overall idea. Now we're getting detailed. Now we're really trying to see what we could do. So I can still see, again, the market is creating lower highs and lower lows. If you guys can't see that, this is not going to be an accurate trend line, but this from these highs to these lows. What I will do is add this accurate trend line, and you can see here how it's respecting this trend line pretty fairly, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we already have one thing telling us that the shift has started. Not even started, pretty much is there. But you can see how buyers were like, we got this, and then said, nope, no, you don't. The trend line was respected. So we have one thing telling us overall that the future of this does look more to the downside. What we can also do is look left to get right. This market also broke this level of structure. Now, this is all technical analysis. I trade this the same, or I'm trading this again the same way that I'm trading Forex, because as you see, this works beautifully around price. Bitcoin, or all cryptocurrencies for that matter, they revolve. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shib, like all of them. Even what's the other one? XRP. What's the other one? Ripple, right? So they revolve around price so heavily and technical standpoints that when you find a respect of a trend line or a structure point, you really want to be able to identify the next move from that action alone. What I can also do here, so that way I can say that yes, this decision is confirmed. We can use this fib from the swing high to the swing low. And you can see this was not just a level of previous what used to be support, a new level of newfound resistance. It was also the fib ratio that's there, right? The fib ratio, we have the trend line. Now, when we identify a little bit further, when we scale it down to the 1 hour, we can see our candlestick variance. Now, there's not too much I would really take into consideration because it did get choppy here. So what I would have done is this. And now I know I'm backtracking a lot, but I'm just trying to be as detailed so you guys understand what this market is doing, why the moves were made, identify the next potential moves, and then also learn how to day trade at the same time. You know what I mean? I just want to give as much value as possible. So you can see here, when that breakout happened, I would have definitely got into that retest if I was day trading this. But this is all telling me future movement. Why? Look left to get right. Is just continuing to make lower lows and lower highs, respecting these structure points and making the decision and really showing us that buyers are no longer in control in this right now, and they will only take control when we reach our lows, being down here. So with all the confirmation, even from the smaller time frames, with it respecting the structure, still creating these lower lows and lower highs, our candlestick variants and showing, or reversal patterns rather, showing us that sellers are still very much in control. I would not be touching this or buying Shib Inu until we reach these initial lows. When it does get here, though, this is where it gets fun. This is where everybody should be looking to place their entries, whether you're day trading this. Again, I'm not. I'm just investing. But if you could take some money and invest into Shib Inu from this range, we'll do this. Strong buy range. I would suggest that you put as much as you can when we get here. Now, if it breaks down lower and you guys are like, oh my God, this is just a general area, right? An idea, because this is a whole spot where the market made a decision. So I'm not going to have my zone like this, but I do want to see the retest of this previous resistance. That'll be a newfound level of support, and this will then get respect. So it'll look exactly like this. So once we have that bounce, or we make it back to this price point, we are able to have a nice little investment range. And the ROI on this is great. You don't have to have a lot of money in order for you to even make money on this. I think long term, if you hold this 2 to 5 years, like if you're really going to invest into this, 2 to 5 years on any crypto at this point is going to make you a millionaire. So I personally do believe that if you guys hold off on Shib, allow the market to reach these this point here, and then you start your initial buys, you'll thank me a lot later. So hopefully this video was informative. Hopefully our analysis here is correct, and if so, the individuals who do use it do end up in a massive amount of profits. So definitely appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this. I hope the information is valuable for you guys. If anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm pretty sure anybody watching this has a direct line of contact with me. But with that being said, thank you guys for taking the time to watch. I'll be posting a little bit more for you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.